In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Xbox One versus PS4. Now, I know that both consoles been out about 3 to 3.5 years now, but if you're still undecided and you don't know which console to pick up, I'm going to be helping you out. Now, the first thing to take in consideration is the price, but since both the PS4 and Xbox One are marked around the same price, pricing is not going to be an issue. Let me get that out of the way really quick. Now, one thing to take in consideration is going to be the controller. Which controller do you like? Do you like the 4's controller or do you like the 1's controller? In this generation, I would have to say that it's going to be a tie. If it was last gen like 360 or PS3, clearly the winner was Xbox 360, but I must say that Sony really did step up their game when they made their next gen console. The quality of their controller is just really up to par when it comes to Xbox. So really choosing which one you want based off controller is not much of a decision decider if you're trying to pick which console you want to go for. But if you're still undecided, I would highly recommend going to your local retailer, which a lot of local retailers will have the systems out on display, and you can try out each system for yourself and you can get a feel for the controller. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say that the PS4 controller is the better controller this gen, but it really is a tie. Now, take in consideration that the one controller is going to use alkaline batteries, whereas the 4's controller is a rechargeable battery pack. So that means if you're on the 4, you never have to worry about batteries, whereas on the 1, you'll have to change your batteries about every couple of weeks on your 1. So just keep that in consideration if you're trying to decide which console you should go for. Now, another thing you should take in consideration is the size of the boxes. The one is going to be a bigger box, and it's also going to have a power supply or a brick you have to put in your entertainment system, whereas the 4 is a smaller box and it has no power supply, so you just plug it directly from the system to the wall without a big brick in your entertainment system. So keep that in consideration. Another thing about the size of the boxes is the 1 is a little bit more quieter and produces less heat. So if you're a person that's like have OCD, or if you're just worried that the boxes might play out after years, if you're a heavy gamer or a hardcore gamer, then maybe you should go with the 1 because it's more quieter and it produces less heat, whereas the 4 is smaller but it will produce more heat and it is going to be a louder console compared to the 1. Now, another thing to take in consideration is going to be the online services. Now, PlayStation and Xbox do have a paid subscription if you want to play all your games online with your friends. Back in the other day, back in the PS3 era, you didn't have to pay for a subscription to PlayStation to play online. It was free, but now it is going to cost you a little money or some money to play online if you're a PlayStation user. The difference between prices, PlayStation Plus is going to be $50, whereas Xbox Live is going to be $60. So it's 50 or 60. So it is a $10 difference depending on which system you should go for. But honestly, you should not make that decision really decide which console you're gonna go for. I would say it doesn't really matter because it's only a $10 difference. And if you're worried that Xbox Live is $60, then pretty much you don't have to worry about $60 for Xbox Live, because throughout the years retailers will make deals on Xbox Live, such as Amazon, Target, and things like that. I have seen Xbox Live anywhere from to uh, 30 to like $40 throughout the year. So just keep an eye out on sales and deals, and when you do, you can pick up a year live pretty cheaply. Now, another thing to keep in consideration is which platform are most of your friends playing. If most of your friends are playing PlayStation, then you may want to go with PlayStation. If most of your friends are playing Xbox, then you may want to go with Xbox. Wherever your friends are playing, then that's probably where you want to be because you'll have most of your friends to play with on that certain platform. Now, the biggest thing to take in consideration when buying the next gen consoles is going to be the games. The games are going to be the biggest decider. Now, they both have their exclusive games. Like one has Halo, Gears of War, Forza, things like that. Whereas Sony has Uncharted, they have Bloodborne, things like that. So it's really up to you which console you're gonna go for, and which games you like more. Now, as you can clearly see, I went with the One. That's because more of my friends play the One, and I do like their franchises. I like Gears of War, Halo, things like that. I do like their first party titles on the Xbox, but I would have to say this generation and this time around that Sony and PlayStation do have a better lineup of first party titles. That's just my opinion when it comes to exclusives. PlayStation has the better exclusives, but when you're deciding on the one or the four, you shouldn't really make you shouldn't really worry about what people think about each system. You should just buy which one you want to play, because as long as you're having fun with each system and as long as you're enjoying it and it's your entertainment, you shouldn't worry about what people say about each platform, whether it's going to be like they make fun of the platform, or they're a fanboy of one another, or they hate your decision. It's really your decision, and you shouldn't let people decide which platform you're gonna go to. And honestly, if I had money, I would go with both platforms. It's just, of course, you can't get both platforms because it's gonna cost you a lot of money for most people. So that's the reason I went with one. But if I had money, I would go with both platforms. If I had the money to spend, I would go with both platforms. But those are just some things to take in consideration. Anyway, peace out. I'll see you guys later in my next video. I'm out.